Well, I don't really know why I expected any different from that. We got exactly what I thought would happen. It's just been the past 2 months, the way that we've capitulated and just down tools is extremely concerning for me. Extremely concerning. Start off with the lineup. Not sure why he's put Ruddy in goal, but Ruddy wasn't at fault today. But surely you want to put your strongest team out and win games. What's more important, winning games or sentiment? Felt like a testimonial today. It's a joke. Good to see Toti Gomez coming back in today. I thought he was probably our best player. I thought he looked really strong. But it's come to something where Toti puts in a massive challenge, and you know, where the whole ground's on his feet. Like, is that how bad it's got? Someone showing a bit of commitment and they're getting a standing ovation. But that's been the story of the past couple of months. That defence, I know Toti had a good game and looked strong, but the way that we were carved open time after time after time against the bottom of the league, it's unfathomable. You know, Norwich could have had 3 or 4 in the first half, and we created next to nothing apart from half chances. And the goal that we scored, it's a really scrappy goal. Norwich can't clear the line. It's bouncing around and it breaks. Luckily for Aït-Nouri, we've not created that. That's just come from, you know, a scrap in the box, which is what concerns me. In the first half, we for once played through the lines, and we managed to break the line of Norwich midfield. And Molineux was the first player forward, and he looked around, and there was literally not a soul around him. It's something has to change. Something really does have to change. The only other chance we created was Neto's header in the second half. Chiquinho came on for Cody, which I completely agree with. Cody was having an absolute stinker. But if you're hooking your captain off at half time, don't know, it doesn't look great, does it? It's nice to give Neves a send-off because, you know, you can't begrudge him for going. Been an excellent servant to the club, probably should have gone a couple of years ago. And hopefully he goes on now and wins loads of trophies because he deserves that. But I'm looking at that today and thinking, if you're not going to give Bruno money in the summer, then bring someone else in, because it looks like the players have already made their minds up about him. The down tools, they were shocking again today. The positives to take away from it is that there's only 1 more game left of the season, then we've got a 3-month break. That's the only positive I can take away from that. It's going to be an interesting summer. Personally, wouldn't be surprised if after the Liverpool game, there's a club statement comes out to say that that's Bruno's last game in charge. I don't think he's entirely to blame for it, but he's got to take some accountability too. But it looks like the players are down tools and have already made their mind up. It's going to be hopefully a big shake-up in the summer. And the end of a cycle. Just not looking forward to next Sunday now.
It's finished Wolves 1 and Norwich 1. Pretty naff again, really. Last home game of the season, you think, you know, some of the lads might want to give us a bit of a send-off, or might actually want to turn up for the last home game to show the fans of a bit of love after the support that we've given them this season. We just didn't turn up again, did we? I think we had probably a 10-15 minute spell in the second half when he brought Chiquinho on, and we started to play a tiny little bit better. It wasn't anything magnificent. Kind of glad that the season's coming towards an end now. We need to start looking towards next summer. Well, the summer coming and the start of next season with some of the players that we need to get rid of, and then some players that we need to get in. I think a good 6 or 7 could go, and we need to replace with a good 8 or 9 players to have any real say in anything next season. Because if we stick with that team and play the way that we have been playing in the last half of the season, we could be in serious trouble for the next season coming up. But yeah, not really much to say about the game, to be honest. It was quite boring in all aspects. The defending for their goal, it had been coming because we'd let Pookie in 3 or 4 times before that. with Cody just don't know where he's going or what he's doing for that. Bolly was nowhere to be seen as well. Big mention to Totti today, actually. I thought Totti had a great game. He seems a good player and will be a good player and someone that we could really benefit from when, on the defensive side of the game. He's strong. He loves the tackle. He's good in the air. The only thing that lets him down is his distribution, but that will come in time, that will. But yeah, we didn't really create much either, really. I don't think Gunn has had to make any particularly hard saves today either. But yeah, so I mean, bringing Chiquinho on in the second half, we had that 10-minute spell where we got our goal, which is a good header from Nuri in the end after it bounced up to him. Chiquinho's putting some delightful balls again, so not sure what is going on with him, because he seems to keep putting in a solid 7 or 8 out of 10 performance each week, but still seems to just not play the week after, which is strange. And looking at some of the players that do get starts, like Hwang and even Neto, since Neto's gone back, I don't think he's brought up any trees or anything. So yeah, a big overhaul in the summer is needed for us, I think. It's a shame that the season's ended the way that it has. We've had a good run. People say we've overachieved, but I don't think we can say that Wolves have overachieved this season when basically this team that we've got right now has finished 7th for 2 seasons and in the Premier League already since we've come up. So I don't really know how people say that we've overachieved this year, but different opinions matter, and that's fine. But yeah, so looking forward to next season now. Have a bit of a break. Have a bit of a refresh, get some players in, get some players out. It's sad to see Romain Saiss today giving his what looked like his final goodbyes to the Wolves fans, and with Ruben Neves, I wasn't really sure what he was, whether he was saying bye or not. To be honest, it was a bit of a strange one. So I'm sure we'll see in weeks to come what will happen with him. But yeah, couldn't really get it done today as much as we tried, but there we are. Move on to next week now against Liverpool. Not that I don't think we're not going to win there, which is fine, but I would really love to win there just so that they don't win the league, but hey ho. Anyway, thanks for having me on, boys.
So Wolves won, Norwich won at Molineux, and what a disaster. What a terrible end to this season that promised so much in and around January and February. That was flat. It was slow. It was abject again from Wolves. They've been on the beach now for a few weeks, and they didn't really look bothered. It wasn't one of those where when they got the equaliser, the whole crowd could galvanise everyone, get behind them, try and push on and get a winner. Nobody was really arsed. The crowd weren't, and I don't blame them, really. And neither were the players. A couple of them had a go. Chiquinho off the bench had a massive impact. A couple of loose touches. You can see he's still very raw, but you can see that we definitely have a good player there on our hands, and nobody else that came off the bench could really impact the game in any real way. Fabio Silva, Pedence, nothing really from them. And Wolves' goal came from a mix-up at the back from Norwich, really. They couldn't defend a set-piece, and Ryan Aït-Nouri headed in for his first goal of the season, so I'm glad to see him get a goal, because going forward this season, his overall play has probably deserved 1 or 2 across this season, but a bad end to the season for Wolves. It has to be. We have to be honest, and we have to ask questions in every area, because the last few months have been pathetic. They've been relegation form, and we played a team today that were relegated 4 weeks ago, I think, or in and around that, and they were better than us for the first half. Like, that is not good enough. It's really bad, in fact. Like, Pukki, it was so easy. They are in behind 2, 3, 4 times against us in the first half. completely had Cody on toast, and the goal is a deflection, isn't it? And Ruddy, who was in today for, I assume, what is his farewell game, couldn't do much about it, but though you would expect a goalkeeper to probably get down and keep it out. But yeah, just a really bad performance by Wolves. Again, no urgency, no attacking flair or pace. There was a bit in the second half. Chiquinho, surprise, at the heart of it, with a cross in, and Neto's header, which Gunn, I don't know how he tipped it over the bar, but he did. But that was as close as Wolves came, apart from actually scoring a goal. You got to look at it in the summer. Players will be going. It had that feel to it, didn't it, today before the game, where it was a bit of a farewell for some players. You're looking at size, potentially Bolly, Ruben Neves. I'd say that was probably the last time we've seen him play at Molineux, and it has been very special to see him play for Wolves over the last 5 years. He's been, the best player the club's had in my lifetime, I think anyway. But yeah, you just got to look at it. Wolves, a massive rebuilding job in the summer. Centre-backs will have to be brought in. Big ones, strong ones, fast ones. Central midfielders are a must, so short there, and a striker as well, because Raul Jimenez again today wasn't very good after decent showing, I thought, on Wednesday against Manchester City. So yeah, flat, slow, the big job to do in the summer. Still think Lage is the right man to do that job, but things need to be better next season, and if next season doesn't start well, then things are going to be looking very bad for him and very bad for Wolves, because this is the second season in a row now that we've ended in a really bad way, and let's hope we can recover it for the start of next season. Of course, it has been a decent season. Wolves, I don't know if they will finish 8th now, because Leicester and Brighton breathing down their necks, and that in itself is a bit of a, like, Wolves should be finishing 8th given the position they were in all season. But hopefully come August, when we're kicking off again, we'll have a refreshed squad ready to go, bit of pace and a couple of goal scorers in. God, we need them, don't we? Just someone who can put the ball in the net. It's the hardest job in football, but by God, Wolves make it look hard sometimes when it really isn't. Like, the amount of balls that you see flashed across the box this season, begging for someone to tap it in. Nobody making near post runs or anything like that. It does my head in sometimes, honestly. But I'm not going to go here and go on all day about what could have been for Wolves this season. It should be a top half finish. So let's just hope the next year they can maybe go one better. But today, bad performance, and didn't really expect much else. Wolves 1, Norwich 1.
Hello, Talking Wolves. Wolves 1, Norwich 1. And I'm deflated. I'm fed up. I'm bored of football this season. I'm glad it's nearly over. Really poor performance again today. He made a few changes, brought in Ruddy, Totti. What else did he do? We went the 5-3. No, we didn't. We went the 3-4-3. But I wanted to go 4 at the back, to be honest. And I can see why he didn't, because we haven't all season. But very underwhelming performance first half. We only managed the 1 shot on target from Neves. Pookie, he could have had a bloody hat-trick. Norwich, who are already relegated, were the better team, in my opinion. And it was just a crap performance. We were getting torn to bits at the back, which is just bizarre, really, considering our defence has been our bread and butter for the majority of this season before this horrible run the last few months. I don't know how we've just collapsed all of a sudden, defensively. Just crazy. We've now lost, I think it's the same or one more than Burnley, who are in a relegation fight. It's just lucky we've obviously won a lot of games this year, albeit I think 9 of them have been 1-0 wins, where Sarr has got the 3 points for us half the time. So that's very worrying going into next season. If we don't get this transfer window right and we keep defending like we have been, we could be in a relegation battle next year, which is worrying. I just hope we get it right. Hwang, again, awful today for me. Really bad. Raul, crap again. Neto did okay. Neves and Moutinho, yeah. But very flat again. Atmosphere flat. And just with the way other results went, it don't really matter anyway. But it'd been nice to have won and to have kept Molineux full for the Player of the Awards season trophy things that Sarr won both, didn't he? Players player and fans player, which is deserved. As I just mentioned, he's won us so many points this year with his saves. I believe Neves won goal this season, but that's the last time we're going to see a lot of them, I think. Could be Neves and Moutinho both going. Raul could be going. Is Cody being subbed off is a big one. I think he deserved to be subbed off, because I thought Totti Gomez was one of the only positive signs first half. He put in that really good tackle, and I thought he did well. I think he should have been playing more recently anyway. And I'm glad he took Cody off, but I wish we'd have gone to a back four. He puts Chiquinho right wing back, and we're still playing the 5 at the back with Johnny as right centre back. I don't get it. Just push him up there, man. Go 4-3-3 or something. Don't go 5 at the back again against Norwich at home. I don't know. But there we go, yeah. Very, very flat game all round. We probably could have won, but don't think we deserved it again. They could have won as well. Pukki could have had 5 goals on the day. And depressing end to the season. It's a shame it's ended like this. It really is. No idea what's going to happen going forward next season. Big game at Anfield next week. We're going to have a say in the title race by the looks of it, but I can't see anything but a convincing Liverpool win, to be honest. And there we go. That's it, innit? Thank you for having me on this season talking Wolves. May be on next week's video, and it's just a shame. Be interesting to see what happens. Bruno might stick around, he might not. And it's a big, big transfer window to come. And let's hope we can start having more to cheer about next year and not watch performances like we've seen put in the last few months or so. See you, everyone.
How are we doing, guys? Everybody talking Wolves. Very frustrating game again to watch. This first half was a shambles yet again. Nothing really going forward. More so bad defending. Willy Bolly beaten twice. Pukki should have had 3, but very bad finishing from Pukki, to be honest. John Ruddy did get down to save it, but we just shouldn't be letting this happen. We shouldn't be letting a relegation side even have an even chance to even get close to us on goal, or even have, let alone 3 shots within like the first 12 minutes of the game. But to put a bit of bright side onto the Wolves, the second half we came out wanting it a bit more than we did in the first. For me, I thought, why not start Chiquinho at the start of the game after the Man City game when he was putting in the effort. It was just a bit of a weird one for me, just with the lineup that we had today. But, you know, last game of the season, we're giving Ruddy that chance. But from what way I was, where I was sat, the goal that they scored was pretty shambolic, coming from Ruddy's side. I don't know, haven't watched it back yet, but it looked to me like it was an easy save to make. But you know what, I might be mistaken. But for me, Fabio Silva came on, he played well. The link up with Chiquinho is what we was missing all this time. But for me, we're just lacking in that final third. We're putting the balls in the box many of times, and just no one's on the back end of them, and we just looks like we're just scared to shoot. From a relegated side from Norwich, we need to be putting in the work just to get the win. Last home game of the season, to come away with a draw. There's not much more I can say, to be honest. I'm excited just to see more from that Chiquinho. He's come on a lot. I feel like the kid has got so much talent, and just give him the time next season. It depends. It all depends on who comes and goes this transfer window. I've seen a few photos of Neves crying on his walk away round after the game. It looks to me like he could be going. Sorry, my voice is going after all that shouting at the game. But looks to me like we have got to see a few people go in this transfer window. Neves being one, which I do not want to see go. Saiss looks like he's on his way out. And John Ruddy looks like, to me, he's obviously going. So we're gonna have to put some pen to paper. The managers, Jeff's got to start getting some signings in, just to push us over the edge and stay up in mid-table, or push for that Champions League spot, or the Europa League. Sorry, Champions League if we can. But you know how it is. We keep our head up for next season, and proud of the boys today. But wish we could have got that win. So yeah, see you later, guys.